welcome to Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. I'm Catherine Falk with Cox Communications. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have two wonderful guests with us, David Cogley, the president of the board of directors of HomeAid, and Christy Eaton, the executive director of HomeAid. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
David, tell us about what is HomeAid and what is the mission of the organization?
HomeAid is the approved charity of choice of the Northern Virginia Building Industry Association. What HomeAid does is provide dignified housing to temporary homeless men, women, and children. And the way we do that, we partner with builders and trade partners in the area to rehab shelters and to build new shelters. And what we do for the care providers is that if a project maybe cost $100,000, what HomeAid's able to do through their donations and leverage is bring in that project for $70,000. Now that extra $30,000 is be able to use by the care provider for their services, education and job skills and children's programs. They can put all that money to use with their programs versus putting in the housing. So it's very beneficial for them that they can put a lot more money back into the education and get these people back on their feet and back in the workforce. And typically these people are homeless because of a job change, a medical emergency, domestic violence. So again, it's the people, the silent homeless that you don't see, the women and children you see that you may not see as a typical homeless people in our neighborhoods.
And besides the building of structures, you have a couple of other different programs to help, including the one where you help women find clothing.
Yes, we have a great program called Women Giving Back, where a lot of these women obviously don't have the proper clothing to go on job interviews or even to go to work on a daily basis. So once a month, we have a store open up and we invite these women and they can get all the clothing for free, purses and accessories, and be able to go on job interviews and have nice clothing to wear to work.
That's terrific. Christy, tell us about some of the projects that you've specifically been working on in Fairfax County.
Sure. We're working with several local care providers such as Reston Interfaith, Novico, Homestretch, and Gabriel Homes. And these projects that we're currently working on include renovations to their transitional housing units, which are townhomes and condos. The renovations can be anywhere from kitchen demolition and renovation to bathrooms, painting, landscaping, interior, exterior, those kinds of things. And what we try to do is we work with builders and their trade partners to provide these renovations at little or no cost to these care providers.
And it's such a wonderful service you're providing and so heartfelt. How do service providers ask you for help if they have a facility that needs some refurbishment or even bigger?
Sure. We have a lot of information on our website about how to apply for working with HomeAid. And what we do is we go on a site visit to take a look at the project and see what we can do. And then we go out to our builder partners and our trade partners and find volunteers to step up for these projects.
And so you've done everything from replacing windows to building a whole homeless shelter, right?
That's exactly right. We work in the Northern Virginia area, and we can do pretty much any renovation and building activity that is needed for a care provider to make sure that they have nice, dignified housing for the homeless persons they serve.
Great. And David, tell our viewers, how can they find out about HomeAid and all of the great work the Northern Virginia Building Industry Association is doing with HomeAid and participate in it?
They can visit our website, obviously, at HomeAid, NOVA.org. And that'll give the programs, obviously, on the Women Giving Back. We also have a HomeAid Heroes program where you and your company can volunteer for a day of service, landscaping, painting, and also, obviously, cash donations are always welcome.
Great. Well, we hope our viewers can help you out with some cash donations and volunteer efforts. Thank you so much for joining us, Christy Eaton, the Executive Director of HomeAid, and David Cogley, the President of the Board of Directors.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us on Cox Local Edition on CNN Headline News. Have a great day.